It's Plymouth Regional High School football from the Zulius Field here in Plymouth, New Hampshire. Today's game features two unbeatens in Division II, both winning their season openers. Of course, Plymouth defeated Bow last week in their opener here 19-7, while John Stark defeated Merrimack Valley. So both teams coming in with 1-0 records, both highly touted in Division II at this point. So we have a big game on hand here in front of what's a reasonably good-sized crowd so far this afternoon here in Plymouth. Both teams are meeting in the middle of the field now for the toss of the coin. Plymouth coming off last week's big victory against the Bow Falcons. Of course, that has kind of become a rivalry since Plymouth has beaten them twice 2 years in a row in the state championship down at UNH. They have had the toss of the coin, and Plymouth will receive, and John Stark will kick off. Plymouth will be going from our left to our right, John Stark from our right to the left. So the Bobcats again off a big victory against Bow last week, an impressive performance, 19-7. Plymouth looked very good on defense as they pretty much shut Bow out outside of that one drive in the third quarter. Plymouth offensively moved the ball well, but at times just had struggles when they get inside the red zone. So now we're going to have our national anthem by the Plymouth Bobcat Band. Okay, great job by the Plymouth Pep Band as they perform the national anthem. So both teams will be getting ready to go out in the field for this opening kickoff, in which the Bobcats again will receive this opening kickoff. Coach Sanborn had to be pleased with their opener. They basically, I think one of the most impressive things was they pretty much played mistake-free football as opposed to Bow, who made numerous mistakes during the game, which Plymouth really took advantage of at different points in that game. Plymouth had a touchdown return off a punt, which is impressive, and broke some long plays during the game. So they do have a potential long play offense, and we'll see how that shows today against a new opponent in John Stark. So both teams getting set for this opening kickoff as fans are still kind of coming in. We have a pretty good sized crowd down in the front here, and also on the traditional bank-ins on both sides of the bleachers here on the Plymouth side of the field. So getting ready for this opening kickoff. So there's the boot. It's deep. As a matter of fact, it goes almost back to the end zone. That is fielded. Coming to this side of the field is number 24, and he breaks it to the right, but there is a flag. And excuse me, it was number 14, Anthony Velez, but he got up to about the 30, but it looks like this may go back. I'm not sure. There was a flag thrown at the 22-yard line. Official is motioning holding against Plymouth. So despite a fairly good return, the Bobcats are going to start deep in their own territory. And that was Velez again on that return. He returned it about close to 30 yards as they took it back at his goal line. A good kickoff by the John Stark kicker. So Plymouth now has the ball at the 12-yard line to start this drive. So they're starting deep in the territory, so they get 88 yards to go to put some points up on the scoreboard. Number 11, Cody Bannon, going to the huddle. He'll be the starting quarterback today. He's a sophomore. Had a good first game last week against Bow. Bobcats break the huddle. They have a wide out to the left side, far to the left. Set. There's a handoff up the middle, and he breaks it for 6 to 7 yards maybe. And that was number 22, Patrick Baum, one of the captains, a senior. And it looks like he got about 5 yards on that. So it's going to be 2nd and 5. Good opening play. Anytime you get 5 yards or more, it's a good way to start. As a matter of fact, they're saying it's now 2nd and 4. Bobcats break the huddle. Bannon brings us up to the line of scrimmage. Again, wide out to this side of the field this time. Ball is snapped. We got a pitch out coming to the right side, and we might have seen maybe a 2-yard gain on that. It was number, I didn't get the running back on that, but we've got a 3rd and about 2. Then the Bobcats break the huddle. Wide out to the left side. Number 14, that's Anthony Velez. 15 in motion. That's Brickley. He's breaking to the left. He's got some yardage, a lot of yardage. He's got a first down and a lot more. He broke that up to about the 35 yard line, I believe. Yes, and an easy first down for the Bobcats. So, first series, we have a first down. Nice run by Brickley. He had some big runs last week in the game against Bow. So 1st and 10. 10 minutes, 19 seconds left here in the first period. Bannon brings up to the line. Wide out to this side. Motion. Bannon's fading back to pass. He's throwing it deep. And nice catch by number 15, Owen Brickley. Fell on his back, but hauled it in. And it's very close to a first down. I think he may have it. He does. So another first down for the Bobcats. 2 quick first downs here. Good start. Showing they can move the ball on the ground or in the air. And that, again, great catch, almost totally on his back by Owen Brickley. He had a big game last week. Bobcats break the huddle. Les, again, lined way to the left. Motion to Brickley. Brickley had the ball, and they nail him in the backfield. But it was number 25 who broke in and got him. That's Thomas Johnston. He's a sophomore from John Stark, and they lost about 5 to 6 yards on that. So it's going to be 2nd down and long, 2nd and about 15. As Bannon comes in the huddle with the play. So Coach Sanborn's going to have to dig deep to find a good long yardage 2nd down play here. They have shown they will go to the air. They showed that last week, and of course they've shown it already today. Bobcats out of the huddle. Again, Velez lined up way to the left side, out wide. It's motion play. Bannon goes back to pass. He's being rushed. His little screen play off to number 88. He breaks a tackle, and he gets a good 8 or 9 yards on that. Got it up close to midfield. Nice run after the catch. That was Jackson Palumbo, number 88, a senior end. Made a nice catch and also a nice run after the catch. It's going to make this a manageable 3rd down, 3rd and 6 at their own 49. Number 34, Cale Swanson, is coming in the game now. And Bannon's back. This is a big 3rd down. See if the Bobcats can keep what has been an impressive drive so far moving. They're out of the huddle. Again, line way to the left is Velez. We have a whistle. Flag on the play, and I think this is going to go against Plymouth as a procedure call. It's going to put him back 5 yards and make this a 3rd and 11. A little tougher now at 3rd and 11. Coach Sanborn talking to his quarterback, who's giving him the play. Cody Bannon back to the huddle. Let's see what they come up with on this 3rd and 11. Same formation. Wide out to the left. Bannon's rolling. He's under trouble, and he's going to get nailed. Three John Stark defenders in on him right off. Lost 6 or 7 yards, so Bobcats are going to have to punt here. It was a good drive until the last couple of plays. So they're going to have to give the ball up to John Stark. So John Stark makes a good defensive play there, and it's going to force Plymouth to punt. We've got 7 minutes, 36 seconds in the first quarter. Bobcats are in punt formation. Waiting for the snap. There's the snap. Low boot, very low boot. Lucky it got over the line. But he gets a pretty good roll on it. It rolls down to the 24-yard line. So despite the very low kick, Plymouth pins John Stark back at their own 24. So they actually got out of that pretty good. As I said, that kick just barely went over the offensive line. So we'll see what John Stark can do now in their first offensive series. John Stark won their first game against Merrimack Valley as they come out of the huddle. This will be their first play from scrimmage with 7 minutes, 14 seconds left here in the first quarter. And there's movement, and that looks like that'll go against John Stark as their end on this side moved. So that's going to cost them 5 yards and make it a little more difficult in this first series. So we're now going to have a 1st and 15 back at the 19-yard line. I'm sure that's not what head coach Kevin McGinty wanted to see in the first series. It's a snap, ball up the middle, and it's number 30, I believe, or number 31. And he got about 6, maybe 5 yards. He got most of the penalty yards back. So it's going to be 2nd and 10. He got the penalty yards back. Bobcats played a superb game defensively last week. That really limited Bo as far as any long gainers. They didn't give up any. It only gave up that lengthy drive in the third quarter. John Stark now up the line, calling the signals. And they run off tackle, right side, maybe 3 yards. So it's going to be a 3rd and about 7 here. So far Bobcats have played it tough. So we got 3rd and long, 3rd and 7. And the ball's at about the 27-yard line. So let's see if Plymouth can hold them here and get that ball back. John Stark out of the huddle. Got a wide out to the right. Ball is snapped. There's a reverse coming to this side. Great play by the Plymouth defense. Gang tackle for a loss. Tremendous defensive play by the defensive front there by the Bobcats. They smelled that out. They were not fooled at all. It was a misdirection reverse kind of coming to this side of the field, and they snuffed it out for no gain. It's going to be 4th down, so the Bobcats, good defensive series, held them in check. So we get Velez and we get Brickley back deep, and we know what that means. Explosiveness as far as the Plymouth offense and what they do. Very short kick. I don't think they're going to get a chance to field this one, which might be a good thing for John Stark. That kick only went to the 50-yard line. So no punt return this time around, but great field position for the Bobcats. At midfield, be their second series with 5 minutes, 13 seconds left in the first period. Bobcats will have their second series here. They had a good first series, marched for a couple of first downs, then it bogged down at midfield because that march started deep in their own territory. Here they come out of the huddle. Again, Anthony Velez wide to the left. Cody Bannon up to the center, calling the signals. Handoff to number 42, and we got about 3 yards on that. That was Ian Trider, who's only a sophomore. He got about we're going to say maybe 2 yards. Be 2nd and 8. So we'll see what the Bobcats call in this play. 2nd and 8 as they come out of the huddle. Again, they have that same formation lined wide to the left is Anthony Velez. Ball is snapped, rolling out, and he gets nailed. But we got a flag, and I think that might have been a face mask. Looked like a face mask. Bannon got nailed by John Stark, defender, back 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. But I'm just looking here what the call is. No. Nope. They called holding on Plymouth. From my angle, it looked like his face mask got grabbed, but I guess not. It's a holding against the Bobcats. So they're going to refuse this penalty, John Stark, because they nailed him for about a 3-yard loss. So it's going to be another 3rd and long. So John Stark is breaking in there and getting to Bannon on a couple of plays for losses. So Plymouth's going to have to figure that out a little bit. So we got 3rd and 15, 3rd and long. Velez lined up way to the left. Bannon up to the line, calling the signals. Brickley in motion. That was a missed play as there was no one to hand the ball off to. Bannon rescues it by taking it himself, but only got about 4 or 5 yards, and it's going to be 4th down. So a broken play there. It looked like a handoff got missed, and I would think the Bobcats are probably going to punt again, looking at the ball at their own 49. So we're down to 4 minutes, 8 seconds here in the first period, and that was the second series for Plymouth. Didn't have much success there. The penalty killed them, and also that broken play. So we're going to be punting again. I believe it's number 33. Another low punt, but he got it off, and it's fielded by John Stark, deep receiver, and he got nailed. He got up to about the 25 on that. Couldn't get who that was. I think it might have been 31. But that was maybe a 3-yard return, not a big return. Plymouth again has John Stark deep in their own territory, their own 25. Contain them on the first series. Let's see what they do this time. We're down to 3:30 in the first period. Been back and forth here. Bobcats have moved the ball some. John Stark in the first series had to punt after 4 plays and had a procedure penalty that set them back. They're out of the huddle. Number 24 has it. He's taking it to the right side. He picks up maybe a yard, not much more. Bobcats gang tackle there. Might have got 2. But again, John Stark hasn't shown that they can break too much yet. They're going to give him 3 actually on this anyway. But Plymouth was pretty well on that. It's going to be a 2nd and 7. Ball sitting at around the 28 to 29 yard line. John Stark out of the huddle. They have a wide out to this side of the field. They have not really thrown it at this point. And breaking it for maybe 2 or 3, but not much more. Plymouth again on that play. And we're going to have a 3rd down and about 5. Bobcat defense looking good like they did last week. They may bend a little bit, but they certainly don't break. We have 2 minutes and 45 seconds and the clock running in this first period. Good crowd on hand here today at the Zulius Field. John Stark now with a 3rd and 5, another big 3rd down play for their offense. Ball is snapped. Number 12, the quarterback has it. He's fading back to pass, but he's not going to get it off. Great sack by the Plymouth defense. Trying to see who that was. Pulled him down behind the line, and he lost about 5 yards. It's going to be a 4th and 11. So again, the Bobcat defense looking extremely good here in the first half, as they did last week against Bow. We got, right now the Bobcats are only putting 1 man back. And I think that's Velez. Number 14, Brickley is up near the line this time. They didn't kick it very deep last time, so we'll see what they do this time. There's a snap, there's the boot. That's going to go back. Velez is fielding it and calling a fair catch at the 40-yard line. So the Bobcats will have it at their own 40 with first down. So let's see, this will be the third series for Plymouth here in the first quarter with 1:38 to go. The first series, they did move the ball for a couple of first downs. The second series didn't have much success. So let's see what they can do here. They break the huddle. Velez out to this side of the field this time. Bannon calling the signals. Man in motion. Handoff right up the middle, and it's 32, I believe. J.T. Scammon took that ball, and he got about 3 on that. So the Bobcats are mixing up some of their running backs at this point, using some different people. And we've got a 2nd and 7. Cody Bannon back to the huddle with a play. Bobcats break the huddle as they come up to the line. We're down to about a minute and a half in the first period. 34 in motion. Bannon fades back. Wide open, number 15. Wide open, and Owen Brickley gets that for a first down and more. He got a lot of yardage on that down the left sideline, down to the John Stark 35-yard line. So a big gain on that play. Again, Plymouth has shown the ability to throw the ball. That's the second pass where they've picked up a fair amount of yardage in this first period as the clock is running here. They're up to the line. There's the snap. There's a handoff up the middle. Not much there, maybe a yard. As Bannon comes over to the sideline with 33 seconds on the clock running. Again, like last week, Plymouth has shown the ability to throw the ball. And when you can mix up the pass with the run, it certainly makes it tough for the defense to react. They can't sit there and gun for just the run when you know they have the ability to throw the ball as well. Bannon's gone back to the huddle, and we may just get this play off as we're down to 12 seconds on the clock running. Bobcats out to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 8. There's a pitch back to 32. Sweep to the right. He might have got a yard. Didn't get much. That was, again, J.T. Scammon. 22. Excuse me, that was number 22, Patrick Mumm, on that play. And that ended the first period, so the Bobcats are going to have a 3rd and about 9 here after that last play. And again, that was Patrick Mumm on that play, one of the captains. So both teams have gone to their head coaches at the end of this first quarter. I'd say Plymouth has had the better of it. They have moved the ball for some first downs. They have shown the ability to throw the ball. John Stark really hasn't done much offensively as far as moving the ball, as they have not even garnered a first down at this point. So Plymouth somewhat dominating, but again, they have had one drive. This is the second drive where they move the ball some first downs. So it's key here. It's a big 3rd down play, and they're now in that part of the field where do you punt or do you go for it? At the 34, we'll see. We'll see what they do in this play. I think a lot will depend on how much yardage they get on this play. As they've come out to the line, Bannon is calling the signals. And John Stark just jumped that play really quick, and Plymouth didn't get much out of that at all. It's going to be 4th down, and again, it's going to be 9. So I'm not sure what Coach Sanborn's going to do here. Number 42 is coming in the game. That is Ian Trider, who has carried the ball. So I think they're going to go for this here as they have Bannon in the game. So they're going to go on a 4th and 9. Not going to punt it. course, with punting it, there's a chance that we go in the end zone for a touchback anyway, being this close. Signal's being called. Bannon's fading back. He's throwing across the field. Beautiful play. Beautiful play. Brickley down to the sideline. Down. He may get in. Oh, almost down to the 9. Hit one guy to beat. What a well orchestrated play by the Bobcats. Bannon threw the pass to the other side of the field. I think the Stark defense was looking for something coming to this side of the field. And a little bit of misdirection there and a big gain. And the Bobcats are going to have a 1st and 9, evidently a 1st and goal to goal from what I can see here. It's kind of tough to tell. The scoreboard says, no, now it's 1st and 10. I think there's a chance they can get a 1st down. Looks like maybe at the 1-foot line. So there's a timeout being called. I think that was called by John Stark. Obviously, they've got a big series here to try to stop. As Plymouth has put together a pretty good drive here. Again, some key pass plays on this drive have really opened things up. So as I mentioned before, good-sized crowd here today. A lot of people on the Plymouth side, as they usually are in the bleachers in front of us, and to both sides of the bleachers. So we'll see what Coach Sanborn comes up with here for this series. There's no question that Plymouth has shown the ability to throw the ball, and, you know, wouldn't be surprised if he see him do it again in this series. They're lining Velez way up to this side, way out on the left side. He's lined very wide. Bobcats up to the line. Number 34 is in motion. Handoff to 42, and he gets about 5. That's Ian Trider again, a name we've been hearing quite a bit of in the last few plays. He got about 4 on that. Going to cut that yardage down quite a bit. So they're down inside the 10, down to about the 7 maybe. So we got a 2nd, and actually they're saying 6 on the scoreboard. A 2nd and 6. See what they come up with on this play. Again, Velez lined up way to this side on the left. Bannon calling the signals. Handoff to Bricker, and he's nailed for a loss. They were right in on him. He lost what they just gained, so it's going to be a 3rd and 10. You can hear the John Stark coach yelling, "Let's go, 2 more downs." Plymouth hopes it's only 1 more down. 3rd and 10. Velez again on this side. Bannon calling the signals. He's fading back. He's throwing it deep to this side to Velez. Oh, deflected by the John Stark defender. Velez was waiting to see if he could come up with that deflection, but did not. So we got a 4th down. And we'll see if the Bobcats choose to go for this or try to put the ball through the uprights. And number 22, Patrick Malm, is coming in the game. Bannon's coming back to the sideline. It appears they're going to go for this. So let's see what they come up with. This was one of the problems last week. In deep, they had trouble converting. But now we've got the whistle blown, and I'm guessing that Coach Sanborn wanted a timeout to go over this. So it's a big play in the first half. Plymouth, even though they've dominated, it's no score. And so they'd like to punch a touchdown in here with 9 minutes, 44 seconds left in the second period. John Stark hasn't really shown much of anything offensively. Plymouth has totally shut them down. And I think the Plymouth defense is early in the season getting a reputation of being extremely effective as to stopping the offense of other teams. And it'll be interesting to see what Coach Sanborn comes up with on this play, because he's got to go all the way. And there's no... Oh, actually, I think they can get a 1st down just inside the 1. or at the foot line, but we'll see. They're out in the huddle, up to the line of scrimmage. Bannon's calling the signals. He takes the snap. That's a pitch wide to this side, and he's got a corner. Let's see if he can get there. He's close. He is really, really close. They put him down at the stick, but he may have the first down. So I'm trying to see what the call is here. They put the ball down, and I think they're going to have to measure this. Trying to see where that ball is. It's going to be very, very close. It's inside the 1. And they're bringing the sticks over, and whether they get it, if they don't get it, they got John Stark deep. But it's going to be very, very close. And they're going to pull the sticks out and see if he has it. And it's really hard. They got it. They got it. The Bobcats got it. Big first down. Big first down. As I indicated before the play, they actually had a shot at getting a first down. That marker was near the goal line, but he just got it, and it's going to be first and go. That was a big first down for Plymouth. Now first and goal at the half-yard line. They're out of the huddle with Bannon behind the center, calling the signals, and he's going to take it with a quarterback sneak, and he's in. Touchdown, Bobcats. He got in on that. Nice drive by Plymouth. Couple of key pass plays. That sweep on that last play was a thing of beauty. And Plymouth has scored and it's gone ahead 6-0 with 9:21 here remaining in the second period. Nice drive by Chris Sanborn's Bobcat offense. So now they're going to kick the extra point. They had varied success in this last week. They made one and they missed one. Bannon is actually the kicker here. Calling the signals. Ball down. Kick up. The kick is good. So Plymouth, with a nice drive here in the second period, takes a 7-0 lead against John Stark. And they put that all together, that really great fourth down call and that sweep to Velez. Made a nice run. Didn't get it in, but got the first down. And the Bobcats take a touchdown lead. So teams going back upfield, getting ready for the kickoff after the touchdown. I'm sure Coach Sanborn pleased with his offense coming through there with that touchdown. They have dominated play so far, and getting that score kind of verifies that domination. Bobcats still talking with their coaches on the sideline before they line up to kick off. Officials are blowing the whistle, and now they will come out to line up. So putting the ball up in the tee. And actually it's Brickley, Owen Brickley, who will do the kicking. He approaches the ball, boots it. That's a line drive handled by one of the up men for John Stark. And he's going to get it up. Pretty good field position around the 36, 37-yard line. So that'll be their best field position, I think, of the game. 1st and 10 at their own 37. So we'll see what they can do with that. They've had trouble doing much of anything against Plymouth's defense to this point over the first period and 3 minutes here in the second period. 9 minutes, 14 seconds to go in the half. John Stark breaks the huddle. Up to the line. Number 7 goes in motion. There's a handoff and nowhere. Number 24, the ball carrier. That's Jacob Cole, got maybe, doesn't look like he got anything. 2nd and 10. Got it back to the line. 2nd and 10. Bobcats have been extremely stingy there, and they've just been giving up small bits of yardage at a time, and that's been it. So 2nd and 10 here with 8:44 to go. John Stark up to the line. Oh, we're going to have a motion here as one of the John Stark interior linemen moved. He's going to put the ball back 5 yards and make this now a 2nd and 15. Again, mistakes. And again, that's something Plymouth doesn't do a lot of. We haven't seen that from Plymouth teams, and comparatively speaking to their opponents so far this year. And that speaks to the fine coaching of the Bobcat coaching staff. John Stark running this play. It's kind of a reverse to this side to number 7, and he gets nailed. Just nailed by a quick pursuing Plymouth defense. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, which would be 15 yards behind the actual first down marker. So it's going to be 3rd and 15. He just didn't get anything on that. So 3rd and 15, and we haven't seen much from a passing game as far as John Stark's concerned. You'd think with this kind of yardage they will probably consider throwing it. But we'll find out here with this play. 7:47, clock running. 34 in motion. It's a pitch to 34 going around the right side. And again, he goes maybe for 2 yards. And they shut him down. So again, that Plymouth defense looks simply outstanding. And it's going to be a 4th down here and probably around 12. So the Bobcats send Brickley and Velez deep. Still waiting for one of those treasured punt returns from these guys. Short punt. I don't know if it's going to reach them. Very short. And it's going to be down at the 40-yard line. Again, not a lot of distance on that. And Plymouth's going to get good field position. So Plymouth comes out with their offense. 7 minutes remaining in the first half. And they hold a 7-0 lead. So let's see what they come up with on this series. So far, they've had a multiple offense. They've, run counters up the middle. They've run sweeps. They've shown the ability to throw the ball effectively. Hard to defense varied multiple weapons and plays. Up to the line of scrimmage. Cody Bannon takes the snap. Quick handoff up the middle. Didn't get who got that ball. Maybe a 2-yard gain on that. And it was Patrick Mumm, I believe, who had that carry for that 2-yard gain. Again, one of their captains. He's been in some key plays. Even though he got pretty well gang tackled, he still got a couple yards out of it. 2nd down now and 8. Bannon takes a snap. That's a pitch to the right. That's Brickley. Brickley's got a 1st down from what I can see. Just got over the marker. Nice run. Sweep to the right. So it's going to be a 1st and 10 for Plymouth. They've had some success with outside sweep from Velez and Brickley. So another 1st down for the Bobcats. Oh, we have a flag on the play. The officials are discussing it. So I'm not sure what this call was. Picked that up late, but it looks like it's going against Plymouth. So I'm waiting. They're going to have now a 2nd and long. I'm not sure what that call was, but it was holding. And so it's going to be a 2nd and 17 yards. Too bad. Wipes out a pretty good gain. So let's see what the Bobcats do here. Might go to the air. Here comes Brickley to this side. He cuts inside. Oh, gets nailed. Looked like he might break that for a second, but got stopped. Got about 2 or 3 yards maybe out of it. No more. Going to be a 3rd and long. 3rd and 15. They've had a lot of success with some of these short kind of screen setups. Saw a little bit of that last week and today, so wouldn't be surprised to see you play something like that, some kind of misdirection. Man in motion, number 22. Bannon throws it off to number 88. He's open. Nice move, another nice move. He's going to break it for first down, all the way down to the 40-yard line. What a great play, but another flag on the play. I don't know what that call's going to be, but that was a great run and a great play by the Plymouth offense. But we got a flag on the play. Officials are talking. So we're waiting to see what this call is. Against Plymouth. I think he said chop block. That's tough. I think they're going to mark it off from where the play ended. So that's going to take it back 15 yards back to the 48-yard line. So it's going to change it to a 3rd and 9. Nope. I was saying 3rd and 7. That's too bad. There was just an excellent engineered play, and it's been 2 big penalties the last couple of plays that have cost the Bobcats dearly. So we got 3rd and 8 here with 4:59. And they're okay. That time it was John Stark. They had a linebacker broke through quickly, but he was offside by a mile. And ref saw it, called it. So it's going to cut this yardage down significantly to probably 3rd and about 3. And they've done that a couple of times and have been able to time it, but they didn't on that play. So now with 3rd and 3, we'll see what Plymouth comes up with. It wouldn't surprise me to still see them go to the air on this. 4:43 with the clock running, 3rd and 3. Let's see what the Bobcats call on this. Bannon up to the line is a pitch out to number 15, Brickley. He's cutting the corner. He's going to get that first down. He got pulled down and another flag. And I got to believe that one's going against John Stark. It looked like he almost got collared on that. So let's see if that's what they call. It is a personal foul. It's going to go 15 yards down to the 33-yard line. So the Bobcats keep this drive going despite a number of penalties, several of them against them, but that one they benefited from. He had gotten the first down, but now they're deeper in John Stark territory. Another good sustained drive. Bobcats out of the huddle. Bannon calling the signals. Ball is snapped. They're going up the middle, but that got stuffed. One of the few times they've actually lost yardage. They lost a good 3 yards on that. John Stark was right in on that play. They were not fooled. It's going to be 2nd and 13. Number 19, Joe D'Ambruso, just came out of the game. Cody Bannon is coming back from talking to Chris Sanborn with the play. Back to the huddle. Bobcats break the huddle. It's going to be, well, get 2nd and 12. 3:38, clock running. 2nd and 12 from 34. Ball is snapped. It's going to be a keeper by Bannon, and he gets to this side. We got another flag on the play. A lot of flags. He got maybe 3 on that, but I'm not sure what the call is. I'm going to guess. Yeah, it says holding. Thrown in the air where it usually is. So the officials have been making a lot of calls lately, and they've been holding or personal fouls. So they're big calls that move the ball 10 yards one way or the other, and right now this is going against the Bobcats. So they're going to have a 2nd now and probably about 22, if I'm guessing right. Nope. They're not going to accept the penalty. Going to take the play. So John Stark decided they'd rather see a 3rd and 12 versus a 2nd and 22. A little surprised on that. But with Plymouth's offense being so varied, I can understand. They'd just soon give Plymouth fewer plays. So we got a timeout here as the Bobcats come over to Coach Sanborn. And John Stark goes over to their head coach, Coach McGinnity, to talk it over. We're down to 3:26 in the half. So far, the Bobcats have dominated. It would be good if they could put in another score here before the half. It's kind of the same last week. They had a 7-0 lead, had some chances to score again, but didn't. So it would be great today if they could overcome that and get a second score before the half, because they will need to kick off in the second half. Be interesting to see what Coach Sanborn comes up with on this play. John Stark has to guess here what they're going to see because they've got to defend the whole field based on the diversity of this Plymouth offense. They've shown really a little bit of everything so far. Ball is snapped. They're going right up the middle with this, and that's open. And Brickley isn't going to get the first down. He'll be a yard short, maybe 2. We'll see where they put it. Big gain, but not enough. It's going to be a 4th down and maybe, they're saying 3. So I got 9 of that 12 yards, so a 4th and 3. That was a good call. I really don't think that John Stark was defending that type of play, but they were able to stop it before he got the first down. So here it is, 4th down, big play with 2 minutes, 49 seconds. Bobcats out of the huddle. Another big play for them. Ball is snapped. They're going again, same kind of play, and Brickley's going to get it. He's going to get more than enough. Down to the 15. Owen's having a big game so far. First down, 15-yard line as they keep that ball moving. And they keep those chains moving. So we've got, actually they're at the 16 and a half. First and 10. Bannon calling the signals. He pitches it out to Brickley. Now he's going to the right, way outside, and he cuts to maybe the 10. So he's got about half of it or a little more. So we're going to have a 2nd and maybe 4. John Stark seems to be having difficulty containing the outside. They're giving up fairly big chunks of yardage. Plymouth's not breaking them all the way, but they're getting 6, 8, 10 yards when they go to that outside. Getting pretty good gains, so this is a 2nd and 4. Bannon hands off to Brickley, and he might have gotten 2 on that. Cut over the middle. So we're going to have a 3rd and short, probably a 3rd and 2. So this is the wide side of the field, and they're at maybe the 9-yard line with a 3rd and 2. Wouldn't surprise me to see them run a sweep to this side. They've got a lot of room. They got Velez lined up outside here. Nope, they go up the middle. They didn't get it. He got nailed. Might have lost a yard. So we're going to have a 4th down here with actually 59 seconds that clock running. A 4th down. We'll see what the Bobcats come up with. 4th and 3. So if they don't punch it in here, more than likely we're going to go in with a 7-0 score at the end of the half. And Coach Sanborn's going to call a timeout. He wants to talk it over. Wise decision because this is a big play. It would be great if they could punch in some points here. They haven't shown a tendency to try the field goal in this kind of field position, at least not so far this year. I mean, this would be still a fairly lengthy field goal because the kick would come from about the 17, so it would be a 27-yard attempt. And they probably don't feel they have anyone who has the leg to do that. That's a weapon in high school if you do. And even then, it's never a sure thing. So I would presume they're going to go for it here. And I'm still wondering if they might come to this side of the field since it's the wide side. They had success with that when they got that score before. I think it was Velez who made that run. Got it right down to the foot line. And it's a similar situation. They've got a lot of room on this side, but Velez is lined up wide left here. Brickley's on the left side in the backfield. Motion to this side. They are coming in this way. There's a pass wide open. What a play. What a play. Brickley got it. Nice pass by Cody Bannon. They've just got so many weapons and so many ways to hit you. Sound familiar? Well executed. They used the wide side of the field, which I had mentioned, except they threw it this time. And when you've got that kind of speed with people like Velez and Brickley, you can take advantage of it, whether you're running or throwing. So they're going to line up for the extra point kick here. 33 seconds. It's going to be Bannon kicking. Ball down, kick is up, and it is short. No good. That's probably why they didn't kick the field goal. In high school football, that extra point is never a sure thing. So, with just 33 seconds left in the first half, it's a Plymouth Regional Bobcats 13, John Stark, nothing. So John Stark could get their hands on the ball for another 33 seconds before the half runs out. So a good first half for the Bobcats. They got that second score, which is so important because they will be kicking off in the second half. Bobcats coming out, breaking the huddle from their coach to line up for the kickoff. I'm sure we'll see a bouncing short kick here to prevent any kind of long return. They want to go in with this lead here at halftime because they have dominated first half play. The approach in it's a bouncing kick down to one of the upmen around the 30. And he's going to take it out. Pretty good field position up to the 47, but not a lot of time to work with here. John Stark hasn't shown the ability to throw the ball or hasn't shown that they wanted to. So we'll see if they do it now with just 30 something, well, under 30 seconds left here in the half. So we'll see. We'll see if they try to put the ball up. They're breaking the huddle. And they really aren't showing anyone lined way out. Well, they have one wide receiver on this side. He's not split that far out, but there's a snap. They're running it still. They're still running. And pretty good gain on that, about 8-9 yards. But it's going to run that clock down to, I think, 12 seconds. And he got about 9 on that. And they got the ball down to the 41-yard line. It was one of the bigger gains they've had all day. But again, they don't have much time to work with. And they've really, I don't see them breaking it as far as the running game to score. I think they've got to attempt to throw. And they haven't done much of that so far today. So they're going to discuss it with their head coach. They've taken a timeout. Bobcats are talking with Coach Sanborn. Plymouth just got to stay awake here. That would be a huge momentum turn if John Stark was able to punch something in here. Plymouth generally doesn't make mistakes, so I don't see that happening, but you never know. I mean, John Stark, again, hasn't been throwing the ball the whole first half. And they don't seem to have the time to really put together anything for a drive now with just 12 seconds left. They're coming out and lining up. Bobcats sending their defense. Got one right out to the left side. They're running reverse to this side. Well executed. They got a first down out of that, so they're still moving the ball, but they're down to very little time. There'll be a second down here. Nope, that was a first down in that play, so they got down to the 30. So they're getting closer. They've actually shown more offense in these 2 or 3 plays than they had the whole first half. Probably time for just one more play if I'm reading that clock right. It doesn't look like there's more a second or 2 left here. 11 seconds, I'm corrected. And we've got a penalty, and it looks like it's on John Stark. Going to push him back 5 yards. Big play here. That 5 yards hurts. Again, I'm surprised they haven't put the ball up, but maybe this was the play they will. So first down at 15 as they come up to the line. He's going back. He is going to throw, but it's caught, but way short of the first down, and we're down to 3 seconds. He got maybe 5 yards, 6 yards on that. Probably 6, 7 yards. So it's going to be second down and still maybe 7 to go. And there's another timeout on the field. So they've used this time well, but I would say now it's down to 1 play. And we'll see what the John Stark can come up with here. They have the ball down really inside the 30 at the 28. First down doesn't mean anything at this point. It's touchdown or nothing. Unless they got an unbelievable kicker. Bobcats are huddled up with their coaching staff. So here they come. John Stark breaks their huddle. The Bobcats break their huddle. And second down. 27-yard line. John Stark is lined up. There's the snap. They're going to throw it. He's running around out there. He's throwing it deep. He's got a guy down there. And, ooh, incomplete. But it looked like they might have connected for a second. They had 2 receivers down in that area. That was close. So the Bobcats kind of escape with that. So that's going to end the first half. An exciting final play. That was close. Bobcats lucky there because they had 2 guys in there. Bobcats had defenders, but it looked like he had it caught for a second. So the Bobcats are going back to the locker room as John Stark is also leaving the field. And that brings us to the close of this exciting first half with a score. Your Plymouth Regional High School Bobcats 13 and John Stark nothing. Well, we're back here at Julius Field. I'm Jim Weare, bringing you today's game. And John Stark Regional. Plymouth, good first half, 13-0 lead here. Offense looked impressive in the first half, getting 2 scores. And defensively, they shut the John Stark offense down pretty effectively throughout the whole first half. So we're ready here for the second half, and Plymouth is lining up to kick off. They're going from our left to our right. And it'll be number 11, Owen Brookley, who will be doing the kicking. So about ready to start here. Bobcats looking for win number 2 in this young 2018 season. John Stark came into the game 1-0 as they're also looking for win number 2, but they're going to have to turn things around, especially offensively here in the second half. And there's the boot. It's a shot high end-over-end kick. And fielded by John Stark, and he caught it. And they're going to have great field position to start the second half at their own 42-yard line. So we'll see what Bobcat defense can do here. They've been impressive so far today, as they were last week against the Bow Falcons. So John Stark's breaking the huddle as we just start the third quarter. Again, they need to put some points on the board to get back in this game down by 2 touchdowns. Snap is back to number 24, who breaks it a little bit to the right, but he only got a couple of yards. As the Plymouth Bobcat defense responded pretty quickly, that was Jacob Cole on that run. And he had a gain of maybe 2. So it'll be second down and 8. So John Stark didn't throw the ball much in the first half, just right at the end there. So we'll see if they change that strategy here in the second half. They're out with a 2nd and 8. Ball is snapped right up the middle, and again, Bobcat defense responds pretty well. Oh, he picked up an extra yard or two, but again, it's going to be a 3rd down and probably about 3 at this point, as they get the ball just around the 50-yard line. They haven't seen much of Plymouth territory so far today, a little bit at the last drive there in the first half where they got it into Plymouth territory. But they got 3rd and 3. It'll be interesting if they don't get it here, if they go for it in 4th down, if it's a short yardage situation. So it's 3rd and 3. John Stark out of the huddle. Snap to their quarterback. He's taking it up the middle, and he is close, but I don't know. Can be very close. But it looks like he's going to be short. It's probably going to be a 4th and 1. So I don't know, we may have a measurement here. Still looks short by about a half a yard anyway. And I would presume that they may go for this if he's short. And he's short by about a foot. So we're going to have 4th and a foot. And I'd presume head coach Kevin McGinty is going to have his offense go for it, as they need to make some things happen here early in the second half. So big defensive play for the Bobcat defense. If they can shut this down, that'd be huge. A huge way to start the second half. John Stark's out of the huddle. Plymouth's lined up. We'll see what happens here. And we've got a penalty. Delay of game on John Stark. Brutal penalty at a brutal time, which is now going to make this a 4th and 5.5. And we'll see if they still go for it here. Now it's back at their own 48-yard line. And it appears they're still going to go for it. It's going to be a little tougher with 5 to 6 yards to go here. There's the snap to number 12. He's going to, looks like he's going to throw. Throws to the flat, and he's wide open. And the big 1st down. Number 12, quarterback Nathan Tower hit his receiver on the right-hand sideline. That's the first pass play I've seen successful so far today. Might have missed something in the first half, but they didn't throw the ball much, and they're down inside the Plymouth 30-yard line at the 28. So that was a big play for Bo, trying to get back in, for John Stark trying to get back in this game. So 1st and 10 here at the 28. And we've got probably motion here. A lot of procedural calls have gone against John Stark as they've had some difficulties with execution. We're down to 8:50 or so left in this quarter. And John Stark has put themselves now in a little bit of a hole with a long 1st down, a 1st and 15. They did show a little offense at the end of the first half where they did move the ball some. So they desperately want to punch this in and make this a 1-score game. There's the snap again. And they picked up 4 or 5 on the right side. Didn't pick up the ball carry on that, but the Bobcats shut it down for about a 4-yard gain. So it's going to be 2nd and 11. So it's 2nd and 11, the clock running. 8:08, and it is running. And here comes John Stock out of the huddle, getting set up. Big second down play here. This is a snap. Quarterback takes the ball, or halfback takes the ball. He's got some yardage, and he's got not a first down, but close. He's going to be a yard or two short, I think, and it's going to be a 3rd down and 2. He got the ball down to the Bobcat 20-yard line. The Bobcats need to tighten up here. We've got a 3rd and 2 at the Bobcat 20. So we'll see what John Stark calls here. As they've opened up a little bit, having a little more success with their running game. Come out of the huddle. Here's the snap. It's number 24 with it. I believe that's Cole, and looks like he's going to have a first down. Jacob Cole, who was a key back in last week's game against Merrimack Valley, did get that first down, and they're down deep now at the 16-yard line. So Plymouth being pushed back here. Really the second drive of the year we've seen against the Bobcat defense. And last week it was also early in that third quarter that Bo was able to put together a drive for a touchdown. So let's see what the Bobcats can do here to stem the tide. 1st and 10. There's a reverse to number 25. Nice handoff, but he didn't get much on that. Maybe 2 or 3, but that's it. Bobcats responded, weren't faked out by that. They stayed home. It was Hunter Lassard who made that tackle, made a nice play. So it's going to be 2nd and 7 at around the 14-yard line. John Stock breaks the huddle. 6:59 to go in this period. There's the snap. Number 12 goes back. He looks like he's going to throw. He's throwing it deep. He's got a guy wide open, but it was over his head. Hit a guy on the back of the end zone. He can't pick up who that was as quarterback Nathan Tower threw that deep. He overthrew him. If he had thrown that ball accurately, they might have scored on that, but the ball was overthrown. Fortunate for the Bobcats. So now we have a 3rd down and 7 here from, again, the 14-yard line. So Plymouth needs 2 big defensive stops here. 3rd down and 7 from about the 14. There's the snap. It's a reverse to this side, but Bobcats have handled that pretty well, and he didn't get a lot. He got maybe 2 or 3 on that. So it's going to be a 4th down. So we got a 4th down, and I'm going to say maybe 5 or 6. And it looks like they're going to try a field goal here. They're lining up to kick a field goal, which kind of surprises me. Ball down, kick up, and it's blocked. It is blocked by the Bobcat defense. I'm a little surprised by the field goal attempt. They're down by 13. Doesn't, I don't know that 3 points is going to make a big difference. Put them within 2 scores, but they're within 2 scores anyway. So surprised by that coaching decision, but would have made the score 13-3. They still would have needed a couple of touchdowns, which again was within reach without that field goal. So the Bobcats take over here, back their own 15 or so, handoff to Brickley, or no, it is Brickley, gets out to about the 20. On the right side, we get 4:54 left. Going to be a gain of maybe 3. Going to be 2nd down. Clock running at 4:46. So a good stand by the Plymouth defense there. Held them to a field goal attempt. So we get a second down here and 7 as the Bobcats break the huddle. Banning calling the signals. He's got White out to the right. It's a pitch out to Brickley to the left side. He's going to have a first down. Nice run. Picked up a good 7 or 8 yards out of that. Got across the marker, and it's a first down for Plymouth. That yardage has been there throughout the game. That sweep. So we got first down and 10. Plymouth has the ball now at about the 30-yard line. Their own 30. Got it out from the shadow of their goalpost. See what they can do here. 4 minutes going, approaching 4 minutes left with the clock running. Bannon brings them out. Calling signals. Hands it off again. Brickley, oh my goodness. There are flags coming from every direction on that. And Brickley's helmet went back to the 20-yard line. I think we're going to have a face mask on this, but stranger things have been called. But yes, face mask call. The official makes a signal, and that ball is going to move forward a bit. So I don't know that I've ever seen the 4 flags thrown so quickly from 4 different directions than on that play. So they're going to march it out to the 45-yard line. So Plymouth moving the ball one way or another here, either by play or by a penalty. They have a first down now and 10 at their own 45 with 3:45 left. Clock is moving. We're halfway through the third period. Bobcats trying to put more points on the board. Pitch out to this side. This is Brickley again. Wonderful cut. Another great cut. Didn't get a lot out of it. Got maybe a yard, but avoided being tackled for a loss. So it'll be 2nd and 9. He is very shifty, very hard to bring down. So we get a 2nd and 9 here at the 46. Bobcats break the huddle. Velez spread way out to the left, as he has been a good part of the game. Motion here coming to the right. Handoff right up the middle. I couldn't get the ball player or ball carrier on that. I actually would look like it was Brickley. He got maybe a yard again. So we've got a 3rd down and 8. So 3rd and long. Let's see what Coach Sanborn calls here. We got the wide side of the field, which is the far side of the field now. They've had success running sweeps to the wide side and passes to the wide side. So let's see if they do it again. First half, they set up a score with one of those plays. 34 in motion. Again, they're going to that side. They're throwing deep down the middle. And, almost caught by Brickley, but bounced away. He was covered, but it was close. Nice pass. Bannon weaved that pass almost into his hands. Nicely thrown. So it was either going to be caught by Brickley or incomplete. So it looks like Plymouth is probably going to punt the ball away here, having it at their own 47. They'd rather push John Stark back. Plymouth's punts were low in the first half. One almost hit their offensive line, so second one got a good carry and a good bounce. So let's see what they do on this one. It's important that they pin John Stark back. John Stark's deep man is back around his own 20. And again, we're down to 2 minutes and 8 seconds in the third period, with the Bobcats holding a 13-0 lead. So let's see what they do on this. Calling the signals, the snap is back, the kick is blocked, and he's going to take it all the way in. Great play by John Stark. They blocked the punt. Nobody on him, and the blocked punt was picked up, returned all the way about 40 yards. Makes this a 13-6 game. Now we got a ball game, folks. So this is a key extra point. We're within 7 points now. That's why I said the field goal didn't make a lot of sense to me. John Stark is coming out, and it looks like they may be going for two, which they are. Man in motion to this side. There doesn't look like he got in. I can't tell. It's close, but he didn't get it. So that's huge. Score remains Plymouth 13, John Stark 6. So the Bobcats got to go back to work here. There's only a minute 53 left in the third quarter, and we got a one-score game. What John Stark hasn't been able to do on offense, their defense pulled off a great player, special teams, with that block. Pretty play. So I think it's key for Plymouth now to put together a long drive, a time-consuming drive. See if they can put this game away. They've got just over a period left, and they've given John Stark a life here. Although they've dominated the game, one play has made it a one-score game. So John Stark's lining up to kick off. They've kind of avoided trying to send it deep, keep it away from Plymouth's return men, who are so explosive. That one is kicked deep. It's taken by number 14, Velez, who to left then comes back this way, and he gets out to about the 25. Looked like he might go down the left sideline and then cut it back in, and he, as I said, he got it out to around his own 25. So Plymouth starts at their own 25. A minute 42 in this third period in what has turned into a close ball game. 13-6, Plymouth leads. Let's see what their offense can do. Man is going back to the huddle. Clock is stopped at that minute and 42 until they stop it. John Stark with a little bit of a new life here, being within one score. We'll see what their defense responds and how they respond. First play is up the middle, and it breaks it for about 5 or 6. Didn't get the ball carrier on that. It was Mum, senior captain. He got about 4 maybe on that play. It'd be 2nd and 6. Good first down play. So we got a 2nd and 6. Number 42, Ian Trider, just went in the game. He's had a couple of carries. 14, Velez coming out to this side. Bannon calling the signals. He's pitching it to this side. And this is Brickley, and he breaks it for a first down. Just got a first down on that. Nice run. Had a couple people, but he managed to avoid tackles, and which he's done all day, and broke that for a first down. He got the 6 yards, just beyond 6 yards. So we now have a first down as we're going down under a minute, 53 seconds, and the clock is running. That was a big first down for the Bobcats. Moves it out to 36. Plymouth breaks the huddle. Bannon up to the line, starting to call signals. And they went right up the middle, but he got nailed. He got nailed. No gain on that. It was number 42, which was Trider. Nothing there. So we get a second down, and we're probably at the end of this quarter here. We have 12 seconds. I doubt that they'll get a playoff. Doesn't look like they're going to try to. So we're at the end of third period with the score. The Plymouth Bobcats 13 and John Stark 6 as both teams go to their sideline and respective coaches. So one more period to go. See if Plymouth can keep this drive moving. They got a 2nd and long. They've had very good success going to the wide side of the field. And we'll see if they continue to try to do that. So for John Stark, if they can stop this Plymouth drive, they're going to get the ball back and Again, their offense hasn't been particularly effective for the most of the game, but picked up some momentum with that block punt in the third quarter. Bobcats still on the sideline talking with their coaches. And we'll see what they come out with on this next play. There'll be a 2nd and 9. Ball in their own 37 as they come out. Okay, they're lining up. Bannon at quarterback. Velez wide to this side of the field. This is the wide side in front of us. That's going to go back. Plymouth line jumped. It's not going to help. That's going to make it a 3rd and 14, or 2nd and 14. I'm sure Coach Sanborn's not happy with that. If there's ever a drive stopper, it's a procedure play and 5 yards back. So let's see what they can do here. As that ball has gone back to the 32-yard line as we start quarter number 4. Bannon calling the signals. Handoff to Brickley. He's got some yardage. He's breaking it. He darn close to first down. Nice run. He got probably all but 1 yard of it. He's short by maybe a yard. See where they put it. It's going to be 3rd down and 1. So we'll see what they do here. This would be a big first down for them. It gives them another set of downs as they get out towards midfield. Velez wide to this side. Bannon out, calling the signals. They're going right up the middle. I don't think he's not going to get it. He's not going to get it. He's going to be short. He lost a yard or 2. I think that was Trider. And he lost, he lost a yard, maybe not even a yard, but they're still going to be short here. Be interesting to see what Coach Sanborn calls here. Is he going to go for this? They're still saying it's 4th and 1. Thought he might have lost a little bit then. It looks like they're going for this. This is a big play because they're going to give the ball up to great field position if they don't get it. And they do. They break a good 5-yard gain. It was number 22, Mum, who took that carry. Set some key short yardage carries for them, and he picked it up easily. Big 4th down conversion for the Bobcats. I'm sure punting it was a question after that last block punt, too. So now 1st down at the John Stark 48-yard line. And a new set of downs for the Bobcats. And the clock running down at 10:20. So we'll see what they do in this series. I'm sure they're thinking they would prefer to run it to run clock down. The officials come over to this side of the field and he wanted to change footballs, so new ball in the game. So we should resume play here in a second as the official winds it up and the Bobcats come up to the line of scrimmage. 10 minutes, 14 seconds, clock running. Bobcats have a 1st down and 10 at the 47-yard line of John Stark. Signals being called. Handoff to number whoever. Oh, wow, he's breaking it. It's number 80. Trying to pick up his numbers. A great run. Nope, it's number 22, Patrick Mum. 2 big carries in this last series by Patrick Mum. The 1st down carry on that 4th down play, and that was a big breaking run of a good 20 yards or more as he took it down inside the 20, no, just outside the 20 to the 22. It was a 25-yard gain on that. Big gain, and they've now got a 1st down at the 22 of John Stark. So Patrick Mum coming up with a couple of big carries in the last minute or 2 here. Plymouth up at the line of scrimmage. Cody Bannon calling the signals. Handoff to Mum again. I guess Mum's the word in this period of time. That was Mom. So the Bobcats see what they're calling this play. So the Bobcats have a second down here and 8. Ball is snapped. This is Brickley to the outside, cuts it inside. He's going to be down to the maybe 9-yard line. Oh, we'll have a flag on here, though. I don't know what the call will be. Could be a personal foul, could be a holding call. But I think I saw a flag, but maybe, I guess we didn't. Looked like there was a flag, but I guess there wasn't. So we got a first and goal at the 9. So this is big if the Bobcats can punch this in with 8:37 left. Bannon calling the signals. 34 in motion. Handoff to Mom. He got about 3 to 4 yards on that down near the 5. Actually inside the 5 or right at the 5. So we got a 2nd and 5 at the 5 as they come up to the line. Not wasting any time here. Again, same play, really. And he got it down to maybe the 2. We're going to be going to 3rd down and maybe 2 or 3. We'll see where they place it. Yeah, he got it down, I think, to the 2. So we got 3rd and 2. .740 and the clock running. So this is a big play. 3rd and 2. And if they don't convert it here, what will they do? They haven't shown a field goal attempt this year, and that would be huge here. It would make it more than a 1-touchdown game, and we got a timeout here. So if they don't convert it here, I wonder if Coach Sanborn would opt to try the kick. It would make it 16-6. It would be more than a 1-score lead with just 7 minutes left. So we'll see what they come up with, both teams huddling with their coaches. We're down to 7:24. What has been a good game so far, well played by both teams, and competitive, no question about that. Evenly matched, although, again, Plymouth has pretty much dominated the game as far as moving the football. They've shut John Stark's offense down for the most part throughout the game. The block punt being the only score that John Stark has. So here come the Bobcats on a huge play. 3rd down and 2. Huge play for both teams with 7:24. Bannon calling the signals. He's taking it himself. He sneaks it. And he got some yardage, but I don't know if he got in. I don't see a signal. He's awful close. And he's down within, I'd say, 1-yard line. 1-yard line, 4th and 1. And it looks like they're going to go for this. So I guess we're going to nix the field goal attempt. If they don't get it, they got John Stark pretty much in the shadow of their own goalpost. See what the call is. Will they try the sneak again? Bannon calling the signals. Again, man in motion. It goes to number 22, and he's in. Patrick Mome. Big drive for him. He scores the touchdown. Well deserved. A couple big carries in that drive. The captain comes through, and Bobcats take a 2-score lead. It's now 19-6. And we'll see what they do for the conversion. It appears they may be going for 2. I can't tell, because Bannon is also the kicker. And he just came back in the huddle. And they are going to go for 2. Make it 21-6 if they convert here. Man in motion. Handoff is to again, and he easily got in, and again it's Patrick Mumm, and boom, 21-6. So that really puts a distance between the Bobcats and John Stark. 15-point lead, pretty good size lead with 6:35 left. So the Bobcats respond after that blocked punt with a great drive. Couple big plays, a big fourth down play in that series. So they now hold a 21-6 lead. And things looking pretty good right now for Plymouth. John Stark has just not been able to move the ball with any consistency. They haven't shown a particularly strong passing attack. Had a couple of shots. Had one play where they had someone open in the end zone and was overthrown. Had a couple of shots there in the first half at the end. But for the most part, Plymouth has contained their offense. John Stark's only score was the blocked punt. So Plymouth will be kicking off. Again, it's a bouncing kick down the middle of the field. Gets by the deep man. He's going to try to come out. Don't ask me why. And he got out to about the 20-yard line. Actually did a pretty good job. But it was down near the end zone when he took it. And it's going to be a 1st and 10 from the John Stark 22. We're down at 6:26 left. So we'll see what the John Stark offense can do here in the last 6 minutes. They need 2 scores and 2 two-point conversions to pull this out. Not an easy task. Signals being called. Still running the ball. And number 24, he actually was nailed, but he escaped that. He's coming to this side of the field. He's got some openings, got some yardage. And he gets all the way out to the 42-yard line. That was a nice run by number 24, Jacob Cole, who's a senior running back. He looked like he was nailed for a loss, and he reversed field and came back to this side and picked up a considerable amount of yardage. Got them out over the 40-yard line. 6 minutes as the clock is running, under 6 minutes now. John Stark breaks the huddle again. They haven't shown a tendency to want to throw the ball. Ball is snapped. Just taking it up the middle, and pretty good yardage on this. It looks like he's going to have a 1st down and more. So a couple big plays offensively for John Stark. They moved the ball close to maybe 30 yards here in just a couple of plays. So Bobcats got to tighten up that D. They don't want to give up a quick touchdown here with 5:37 left. Ball at the Plymouth 45-yard line now. And again, John Stark has moved the ball well in these last 2 calls. John Stark breaks the huddle. 5 minutes, 18 seconds. Clock running. We're going to whistle. Delay a game against John Stark. I believe that's the 2nd or 3rd time today. I know it's at least the 2nd. Really don't want to have a delay a game at this point. You're trying to come from behind. 5:08 left in the game. Down by 15 points. There's the snap. It's going to be a throw. He's looking deep. That nailed. Nice play. Number 88 was in there, and number 19, number 88 for Plymouth. Number 88 for Plymouth. Jackson Palumbo, and number 19 was Joe D'Ambruso. Pulled him down in the backfield. So a considerable loss Loss of 10 yards. That hurts. And we're going down towards 4:32 and running. So they can't afford to take those kind of hits. They've got to move the ball forward. 24 again taking it. And that was Cole again, the senior running back. He got about 5 yards back, 4 or 5 yards back. But it's going to be a third down now and 16 with 4:04. I'm kind of amazed they haven't gone to the year, because with running plays, you're running the clock quite a bit, but they haven't chosen to do so. There's a reverse coming to this side, but Plymouth smells it out and stops it for maybe a 2-yard gain. Plymouth really has stayed home on those reverses and done a good job. They have not been fooled. So now we get a fourth down here, a fourth and about 13 with 3:23 in the clock running. I'm assuming at the 48-yard line, John Stark's going to go for this. They don't want to really give the ball back to the Plymouth offense. Coming out of the huddle. And we're going down to 3 minutes now. Not really showing a sense of urgency. There's a snap, and it's way back. And it's going to be Plymouth ball as the quarterback just covered up on it. And Plymouth's going to have the ball at the John Stark 44-yard line. So the Bobcats, with under 3 minutes, have the ball, have the lead, and are in commanding position, up 21-6. So I'm going to assume now Coach Sanborn is going to stay on the ground and do what he can to run this clock out and avoid any injuries in the process. 2:56. Bannon calling the signals. It's a pitch to this side. Oh my goodness. That's Velez. And he's going to go all, no, that's Brickley, excuse me. He just goes all the way. Cut to the outside, then cut to the middle. Avoided 2 to 3 tackles. Beautiful run. And Plymouth adds to their lead. That's 27-6 at this point. So many weapons. Coach Sanborn certainly has to be pleased with today's performance, as the Bobcats have shown they can put points on the board, and again they've shown they can stop teams from scoring on them. They're going to try the extra point now with Bannon lined up to kick it. And we got a procedure call or an offside call, I believe, against John Stark. So now it appears Plymouth may change their mind and not kick it. They've changed their alignment, put a different group in. I'm not sure, what their plan is, but it looked like they changed up. And yeah, it looks like they're now going to go for 2 with a 27-6 lead. 2:44 left. Yep, they're going to come out and go for 2. Of course, a lot less yardage to get now after that penalty. Ball is snapped. Ball is handed off, coming to the outside, and he didn't get it. I think that was Patrick Moe. It was just short. So they fail on the 2-point conversion and stay up 27-6 with 2:44 left. And we'll see what happens in the last 2 minutes and 44 seconds. By the way, for those of you, if they haven't kept up with the division alignment in New Hampshire, there were some changes this year. Division 2 lost some teams that Plymouth has played a number of times in recent years in some rivalries. Laconia, Lebanon, and Trinity have all dropped to Division 3. Of course, Plymouth and Laconia, that became a rivalry. Lebanon they have played. Trinity didn't field the team last year, but over the years Plymouth has played them and even in some state title games. So those three teams have dropped down a division. Division 1 team also dropped to Division 2 into Plymouth's division. Alverin has dropped from Division 1 to Division 2. Wyndham actually went up to Division 1. So a lot of divisional changes in the alignments this year. Plymouth is kicking off. It's fielded by John Stark, number, I think it was 24 who fielded it. Got up to the 30, so it's going to be first down for John Stark with 2:36 at the 30. So anyway, as I said, some changes in those alignments this year, which will just make things interesting. Plymouth is in the northern division of Division 2, which includes Hanover, Kennett, Belmont, Guilford, Bow, Kingswood, Merrimack Valley, Pembroke, Plymouth, and Stark. And Plymouth so far has played Bow and Stark. And we'll get to the Southern Division after this play. Man in motion, up the middle, maybe 5-6 yards, be second down for John Stark. As I said, the Southern Division is going to have St. Thomas, Sanborn, Hollis, Brookline, Pelham, Manchester West, Sauhegan, Milford, and Conval. So just some changes, as I said, in the divisions for the upcoming season. So we got a pitch to the left side, number 25 taking. He's got some pretty good yardage down the sideline as we go under 2 minutes. Maybe up past the 50 or near the 50-yard line. 153, 27-6 Plymouth. John Stark out of the huddle. 153 as they're calling signals. Again, they're still running the ball. Got about 5 or 6 on that. And it appears they'll probably finish out the game running the ball. Didn't throw the ball much today. Pretty much a one-dimensional offense from what I've seen for the most part through the game. Plymouth certainly isn't, as they have shown they can throw or run. Have certainly a variety of ways they can put points on the board. We're down to 1:23 of the clock running. Ball is set up as John Stark lines up. It's around the 44-yard line of Plymouth. And we got sweep to this side, but he's not going to get anywhere as Plymouth snuffs it out. Again, they've done a good job containing those wide sweeps, or those reverses, or those counters where Plymouth just stays at home. Does a good job defending them. So it'll be third down here. As we're down under a minute, 50 seconds and running, 49. So John Stark might have a couple more plays, especially if they're running the ball. Out of the huddle, third down and 3 at the Plymouth 43. Signals being called, and it's number 12, a reverse to number 7, nicely executed. He's going to get some yardage in a first down and go out of bounds with 22.5 seconds. So that'll give him another play or two anyway. I'm sure John Stark would like to punch it in here and get another score, as some of the benches are clearing out, some of the fans are heading out, figuring that Plymouth's in good shape for win number 2. Big win here. They've beaten 2 Division II opponents the first 2 weeks at home. Similar kind of games. Great defensive performances, and the offense has been good enough to score the points to win. John Stark now out of lining up. They're going to throw it. Amazingly, they're going to throw deep down the middle, and he's got an open man, and he's going to score. They hit it. Took them all game to do it. I'm kind of stunned that they didn't do that sooner. They broke someone downfield, and he took it in with 14 seconds left. It's going to make the score 27-12. That'll make him feel a little better going home. Judging that play, I'm just stunned they didn't do it more during the game. They're going to line up to kick the extra point. This will make it 27-13 if he boots it through, which he did. So with just a few seconds left, 14 seconds, Plymouth 27, John Stark 13. I didn't do a score prediction before the game, but I'd like to tell you I thought I might have predicted 27-13. So both teams will line up for probably the last play or two here. Plymouth may get a chance to run one play after the kickoff, although they could kick it short. Could be an onside attempt here. So John Starker's lined up. Plymouth is also lined up, waiting for this kick. It is a deep kick. It's way beyond everyone, into the end zone, out of the end zone, come out to the 20. So Plymouth, again, will probably sit on it for the last play of the game and move forward with a 2-0 mark. So a big win for the Bobcats here today, going 2-0 in the season, defeating two fairly competitive teams in their division, teams that were highly touted or highly thought of. So great way to start their season. Winning both games by a couple of scores, so impressive for the Bobcats. As Bannon brings him out, he's just going to probably sit on it, which he does. And that should be it as the clock's running out. So that concludes today's game with the Plymouth Bobcats defeating John Stark 27-13. They go 2-0 in the season. Victories against two Division II foes, who again were highly thought of. John Stark had come in with their opening victory over Merrimack Valley fairly handily. Of course, Plymouth opened against Bow with a big win last week. So that's it from the Zulius Field. This is Tim Tyler, your play-by-play announcer for today's game. And for the Bobcats, great start to the year. I'm sure Chris Sunborn's happy with this start, and they'll continue on next week. So thanks for staying tuned and watching, and see you next time. This is Tim Tyler with Pemmy Baker TV with Coach Chris Sanborn, head coach for the Plymouth Regional Bobcats. Coach Sanborn, 2 wins in 2 weeks against 2 Division II foes. You must be feel pretty good about the performances.
Yeah, we're very happy to get those 2 wins. Not only 2 North Conference teams, but they're 2 very tough North Conference teams, and teams that are looking to be playoff teams. Both playoff teams last year and I think the year before. So, that's 2 wins. Those are 2 wins too that a lot of points involved. Those teams are going to get wins down the road, and you continue to get points for those wins. And the point rating system works. You get 10 points for every victory, and then 2 points for every victory your opponent gets if you beat them. And so that can be a lot of points for your seedings down the road. And to come out of there 2-0, we're pretty happy. Because we're looking at the schedule early on and losing all those kids. We said, geez, I don't know, it's going to be tough. So it's impressive.
Really impressed with your defense. One of the things that impressed me the most watching the game today was their ability to stay home when teams run misdirection. Can you comment on that?
Well, Coach Lamb and Coach Sullivan did a great job with that defense, and Coach Balance, the defensive line. And, those guys were really working and getting after it. Coach Spear did the scout team all week, just running that offense and running at them, and we just preached it. We worked on individual and those things, and the kids really. I thought this week, as practice progressed, that we were going to play a good week defensively. Our kids were really getting after it, getting after assignments, and thought they did a good job. That offense might look vanilla, but if they're controlling the line of scrimmage, that's tough to stop. And we, defensively, I thought we held our own on the line of scrimmage, and I thought that was a difference. They didn't have a first down until that last drive when we kind of were in prevent a little bit. That's pretty impressive by the defense. Those guys put together a great game plan, and those kids executed it, and especially the boys up front did a great job.
Also, your offense had a great day today, and one of the things that I noticed was your ability to go to the wide side of the field on a couple of drives where you needed scores. Can you comment on that success?
Well, I wouldn't say our offense had a great day. I thought we definitely were behind the defenses, just same as last week, but we did improve. And I thought we did a few things. We made a few adjustments on the fly, and I thought the kids did a good job with that. That was the biggest thing. We made a few mistakes here and there in that blocking scheme that still worries me, things that we got to fix. But for the most part, we did a pretty good job man on blocking. We running some of those pitches to the wide side. That's a tough block for the tackle, and those guys did a nice job. We ran some specials back the other way and did a nice job,
How do you feel about your special teams? If there was kind of a low point, it was the block punt today. Any comments on that and what you may need to do to work on that?
Yeah, we got to clean that up. That was, that's a big momentum shift. You cannot get punts blocked. It just can't happen. And, guys just didn't do their job. It's going to show on film. And, the scheme they're taught, they just didn't execute it. And, punter took a long time getting it off. And that's something we're going to get in the film room fixed. Coach Boyle's that special teams coach. And I'm sure he's more mad than anybody out here. So I'm sure he'll get after it. And if he's got to make some personnel changes, he will. We try to get a lot of subs on those special teams to give our starters a break. And those guys got to know when it's their opportunity, they got to step up. And we expect that. And that's how you win championships.
You also have started a sophomore quarterback, Cody Bannon, who seems to show a lot of poise out there. He's had some success passing the ball in crucial situations. How about comments on so far how he's done?
He has not dropped a snap, and that's what I can say. He's went out and executed the offense, and that's the most important thing, is executing that offense. He did have a couple nice throws, and he had one that was almost a touchdown, and Owen really didn't run the right pattern the way we teach it, and so it got tipped away. But, he executed the offense, did some things, and had a QB sneaked, but didn't put the ball on the ground. This game, a couple fumbles here or there would have changed that whole thing, and we didn't do that. So that's impressive. That's what we're looking for.
So the rest of the season, any games you look at or as far as tough games coming up, or how do you view the rest of the year with the schedule?
Well, we definitely, this is a tough month. We got these two games, and we got Guilford. That's a team that they got a great group of sophomores that just been getting better. It's a team that beat our sophomores in that middle school championship there a few years ago. They're really loaded. They all started as freshmen, getting better and better, and with their upperclassmen. Got to go down there, a tough place to play. And then we got Kennett, great team. They had a battle against Hanover, and then Hanover went and beat Hollis last night to replace. So we know how good Kennett is, especially up front. And then we got to end it with probably the favorite to win the Division II championship, St. Thomas, from the South Conference. So, we got a tough month. We got to come out of this month, and we kept saying we've got to come out of this month 3-2. We come out of this month 3-2. We're in, anything less, we're in trouble. So, got to get in the playoffs. We figure we got to be 7-2 to get in. That's the way it looks, and every game counts. It's a tough month.
One of the new teams, I believe, in Division II is Alvern, which was a Division I team. Wyndham went up and Alvern came down. Do you know much about them?
Just a little bit. Just talking to the D1 coach in the offseason, they felt that Alvern, who had been down, showed a lot of promise last year with a bunch of sophomores they started, was really looking and thought they'd have a successful year in Division I, and they got bumped down through a petition. They petitioned down to Division II, and so they got a lot of juniors that are starting that all started last year. That's how we won the championship a couple years ago with a bunch of juniors. So I expect them very good. They lost a close one to St. Thomas last night. St. Thomas was up and they came back, and they beat Pelham week 1, and Pelham figures to be a playoff team. So I think they're going to be a tough team in that South Conference. I think a lot of teams are. Hanover, they're 2-0 in our North Conference. We played them the last week of the regular season. So a lot of tough games, and it's a lot of fun. But you can't, like these games. These are huge to have wins because you can't let them slip away. We were up 13 to nothing there, and they get a block punt, and then momentum shifts, and we told the kids we got to run the clock here and we got to score some points, and we did that. It wasn't a quick hitter; it was just methodical, and that deflates their sails. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was the drive of the game. Yep. That and probably the pass to Brickley right before the half, that was a dagger. Those two. But we threw a pass here. If we ran it correctly, it should have been a touchdown. And the next play, they balked the punt for a touchdown. That's you talk about momentum swings like that. Yeah. So as young kids, so. That's why you play, but it's you got to, we had to regroup. They had the momentum, and I thought our kids did, especially seniors. They rallied, they regrouped, and we just pounded the ball methodically and won the game.
Well, I think it was 2 years ago when you beat Bow in that first state championship. They had so many plays, as you comment, that one or the other could have made such a difference. And certainly you seem to make the right calls in many of those cases, and the kids made the right plays.
Yeah, the kids did a great job. You try to put them in the right place, and it doesn't always work. And the kids got executed, and they did a nice job. Saw some great things today. For seniors, Pat Malm had a great game, I thought, on offense at fullback, and Brickley had a great game. I thought our defense played great. Our linebackers much improved from last week. They struggled last week, and those guys, much better.
Well, Coach, thank you for spending a few minutes with us. Great start to the season, and we're looking forward to the next game. And because the next big game on PB TV will be here at Zulius Field, I believe, against Kennett in 2 weeks. So we'll be here to cover that game. So
it's a big one. It's always a big rival.
Yeah. So anyway, best of luck to the team the rest of the year.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay.